Have you ever felt exhausted from constantly trying to please everyone around you? Is this behavior truly a sign of kindness, or is it a trap that causes you to lose your values and personal identity? Ask yourself, do you measure your own worth based on the satisfaction of others? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. Together, we will explore 10 methods rooted in Stoic philosophy to help you break free from this cycle and live a life of freedom, confidence, and meaning. Sus 1. Identifying the root cause. Begin your journey of change by delving deep into yourself to identify the true reasons why you constantly feel the need to please others. What drives you to act this way? Is it the fear of rejection, a desire for acceptance, or simply anxiety about criticism? Pause and ask yourself, why do I always strive to please others? Have I become accustomed to sacrificing my own emotions and needs just to gain external approval? Sometimes, the root cause may stem from past experiences where you felt that love and safety were only granted when you met others' expectations. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where pleasing others was considered the standard of kindness. However, this very mindset can create a vicious cycle, gradually leading you to lose sight of your own value. To break free from this, confront your fears head-on. Realize that the fear of rejection or the desire for acceptance is merely a product of your mind, not an absolute truth. Remember the words of Epictetus, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. Instead of letting fear dictate your actions, try to observe it objectively. While you cannot change what has happened in the past, you can choose how to perceive and face it starting today. When you understand the root cause of your behavior, you will begin to regain a sense of control over your life. This is not only the first step, but also the foundation for building a fulfilling life where you live true to your values and principles. Die 2. Setting clear boundaries. Once you've identified the root cause of your people-pleasing behavior, the next step is to protect your values and time by setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are not rigid walls meant to separate you from others, but guiding lines that help you maintain respect for yourself and others. You have the right to say no when necessary, and doing so does not make you selfish. Instead, it reflects that you know how to prioritize yourself, a vital step toward living a free and meaningful life. Think about the times you felt exhausted because you couldn't say no to a request, even when it was beyond your capacity or misaligned with your values. In those moments, did you feel that your boundaries had been crossed? Establishing boundaries not only helps you safeguard your time and energy, but also demonstrates that you value and respect yourself. Start by asking yourself, where are my limits? What am I willing and not willing to do? Once you've defined this, communicate it clearly to those around you. For instance, if a coworker frequently asks you to take on their tasks, respond politely but firmly, "I'm happy to help, but I'm currently busy with my own work. Can we discuss this at another time?" This tactful communication allows you to uphold your boundaries without damaging the relationship. When you say no, don't feel pressured to over-explain. A concise yet sincere refusal shows others that you are protecting your time and values. Boundaries are not just tools for refusal. They're also a way to establish relationships founded on mutual respect and understanding. When you uphold your boundaries, you send a message that you know your worth and will not allow anyone to undermine it. This not only boosts your confidence, but also fosters an environment where respect becomes a shared value. Remember, setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but an essential form of self-care. It enables you to live a life aligned with your values, where you don't have to sacrifice yourself to please others. As you practice setting boundaries, you'll find life becoming lighter, free from the invisible pressures of external expectations. Start today and experience the empowerment of living within the limits and values you've defined for yourself. 3. Prioritize your own needs. After establishing clear boundaries, the next step is to learn how to prioritize your own needs without feeling guilty. This doesn't mean ignoring others, but recognizing that only by taking good care of yourself can you genuinely help and add value to those around you. Putting yourself at the center is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. It is a way to affirm that your life deserves to be guided by your own values, not by the expectations of others. Imagine being on a plane when the oxygen masks drop. You are always instructed to put your own mask on first before helping others. This simple guidance carries a profound lesson. You must take care of yourself first. Similarly, in life, if you constantly prioritize the needs of others over your own, you will quickly deplete your energy and be unable to support anyone effectively. Prioritizing your needs is not just essential, but also a responsibility you owe to your own life. Start by identifying what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what makes me feel happy and fulfilled? Which activities bring me meaning and value? Don't be afraid to answer these questions honestly, even if your answers don't align with others' expectations. Once you've identified your needs, make them your top priority. This could mean spending time with family, focusing on your health, or simply carving out quiet moments for reading and relaxation. Prioritizing your needs doesn't mean you stop caring about others. Instead, it means you recognize that if you're not strong and happy, you won't be able to share positive energy with those around you. Practice saying no to things that don't align with your values and yes to those that do. For example, instead of accepting an invitation to go out over the weekend when you're exhausted, honestly state that you need time to rest. This not only protects your physical and mental health, but also reinforces your commitment to living by your values. When you start prioritizing your own needs, you'll find that life becomes lighter. You'll no longer live under the pressure to please everyone, but instead feel confident in knowing you're being true to yourself. Remember, you deserve a life where your needs, values, and goals come first. This is the path to true freedom and happiness. Starting today, choose yourself as the most important companion in your life. 4. Identifying your personal values. After learning to prioritize your own needs, the next step is to clearly define your personal values. These values act as a compass, guiding your life and helping you make decisions that align with your purpose. Without knowing what you truly value, you can easily be swept away by the expectations of others, leading to feelings of disorientation and dissatisfaction. Take time to ask yourself, what is most important to me? What principles do I want to build my life around? What makes me feel strong and proud of myself? Answering these questions may not always be easy, but it will help you uncover the core beliefs that truly matter to you. These values could include honesty, love, freedom, or personal growth. Once you identify your values, you'll find it easier to say no to requests or actions that don't align with them, because you'll understand what truly matters. Recognizing your values also helps you overcome guilt when turning down things that don't fit your priorities. You'll see that saying no is not a rejection of others, but a way to respect yourself and what you hold dear. For example, if honesty is one of your core values, it becomes effortless to decline participation in actions that go against principle without hesitation. Personal values become the foundation that allows you to live a life true to yourself rather than one shaped by the desire to please others. Living by your values is not always easy. There will be times when you face pressure from society or loved ones urging you to act in ways that conflict with your principles. However, such moments are opportunities for you to practice resilience and grow. As Seneca said, there is no favorable wind for the sailor who doesn't know where to go. When you're clear about your values and goals, every challenge becomes a chance to strengthen your belief in yourself. Start by writing down the values that matter most to you and use them as a guide in your life. Whenever faced with a decision, ask yourself, does this align with my values? If the answer is no, have the courage to say no. Living according to your values will make you feel stronger, more confident, and happier. This not only protects your integrity, but also inspires those around you to live authentically. A life rooted in personal values is not just a meaningful life, it is a life worth living. 5. Learning to say no. One of the most important skills to stop people-pleasing and live a life true to your values is learning to say no. While this might sound simple, for many, saying no is a significant challenge due to fears of judgment, rejection, or upsetting others. However, when you dare to say no, you not only protect your time and energy, but also show respect for yourself and your personal values. Think about the last time you said yes to something you didn't truly want to do. Did you feel pressured, exhausted, or even regretful afterward? These feelings are signs that you place someone else's needs above your own values. Learning to say no is your way out of this cycle, allowing you to regain control of your life. Start by asking yourself, why do I feel the need to say yes? Does this align with my values and goals? If the answer is no, politely but firmly decline. For example, if someone invites you to participate in an activity that doesn't fit your schedule or values, you could respond, "Thank you for the invitation, but I can't join this time. I hope you understand." This response reinforces your boundaries while maintaining respect for the other person. Saying no doesn't mean rejecting everything or becoming cold-hearted. Instead, it's a way to prioritize what truly matters to you. Remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values, you're effectively saying no to your own goals and principles. Consider carefully before agreeing to anything, ensuring each decision reflects your self-respect. When you learn to say no, you'll feel more empowered and free. You'll no longer be trapped by others' expectations, but instead begin living a life aligned with your values and principles. This not only brings inner peace, but also helps you build healthier relationships. Those who genuinely care about you will understand and respect your boundaries. Remember, no is a powerful word. It enables you to live the life you want rather than the life others expect of you. Start practicing today and experience the positive changes it brings to the way you manage your life. 6. Accept that you can't please everyone. One of the hardest truths to accept, but also one of the most liberating, is that you cannot please everyone. This is not a failure, but a natural part of living true to your values and goals. Striving to satisfy everyone is not only an impossible task, but also leads to mental exhaustion, loss of direction, and the erosion of your authentic self. Ask yourself, are the people I'm trying to please truly so important that I must sacrifice my happiness and peace of mind for them? When you answer this question, you'll realize that some opinions are not worth compromising your values and principles. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things beyond the power of our will. And others' satisfaction is one of those things." Imagine your life as a road full of intersections. Each decision you make to please others is a detour that pulls you away from your path to achieving your goals. When you accept that you can't please everyone, you'll feel a sense of relief and be able to focus on what truly matters. This doesn't mean you become indifferent or uncaring, but that you learn to set boundaries and protect your energy. As you begin to adopt this mindset, remind yourself, not everyone will like me, and that's okay. Take inspiration from historical figures like Socrates, who challenged societal norms and accepted death to uphold his beliefs. He did not strive to please the masses, but instead lived true to his values and philosophy. Accepting that you can't please everyone allows you to focus on meaningful relationships. Those who genuinely care for you won't demand that you change or sacrifice yourself to meet their expectations. Remember, your worth isn't defined by others' approval, but by how authentically you live your life. Stop paying attention to unrealistic judgments and expectations, and start listening to yourself. When you no longer strive to please everyone, you will discover freedom and peace within your soul. This is a crucial step toward living a meaningful life, one where you are true to yourself and not bound by the expectations of others. Be brave enough to overcome your fears and accept that happiness doesn't come from satisfying others, but from honesty and freedom within yourself. Facing conflict. Conflict is an inevitable part of life, especially when you decide to stop pleasing everyone and live true to your values. Many people view conflict as a sign of failure or something to be avoided at all costs. They fear that disagreeing or saying no will lead to damaged relationships, negative judgments, or feelings of isolation. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that conflict itself is not the problem. How you face it is what truly matters. Try to see conflict from a different perspective. It is an opportunity to assert your values, protect your boundaries, and build relationships based on mutual respect. When you face conflict head-on, you demonstrate that you value yourself and give others a chance to better understand you and your expectations. This not only makes relationships more genuine, but also brings peace to your soul. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of when facing conflict? Am I compromising my values just to avoid an argument? As you begin to answer these questions, you'll realize that the fear of conflict often stems from your own thoughts, not reality. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "What we fear is not the event itself, but our perception of it." To handle conflict, remain calm and rational. Don't let negative emotions dictate how you communicate. Instead of becoming defensive or aggressive, listen sincerely to the other person's perspective and explain your viewpoint clearly yet gently. For instance, if a coworker asks you to take on a task outside your responsibilities, instead of immediately agreeing to avoid conflict, you could say, "I understand this is important to you, but I'm currently busy with my own work. I can't take on anything extra at the moment. I hope you understand." When you face conflict, you're also assessing the quality of your relationships. Truly valuable relationships won't demand that you sacrifice your values or personal boundaries. If someone doesn't respect you just because you decline or disagree, perhaps that relationship isn't worth maintaining. Remember, conflict is not your enemy. It is an opportunity for growth and self-affirmation. When you no longer fear conflict, the stress, anxiety, and pressure of pleasing others will gradually fade. Instead, you'll feel a sense of inner strength, confidence, and the ability to build a life aligned with your values. Starting today, view conflict as an essential part of growth and face it with the mindset of someone who knows their worth. This is a significant step toward achieving true freedom and happiness. 8. Learn to decline without excuses. One of the biggest challenges when you start saying no is the urge to justify your decision. You may feel pressured to provide reasons for others to understand, empathize with, or even accept your refusal. However, offering excuses not only weakens your decision, but also makes you more vulnerable to unwanted pressure. Learning to decline honestly and without excuses is a crucial step to protecting your values and confidence. Imagine a simple situation. A friend asks you to help with a project, but you don't have the time or interest to participate. Instead of listing excuses like, "I'm too busy, I have family obligations," simply say, "I'm sorry, but I can't help you this time." This is a clear, sincere, and respectful way to decline without the need for elaborate explanations. When you provide excuses, you leave the door open for others to challenge your decision or offer solutions that add pressure. They might respond with, "It will only take 10 minutes," or "You can do it after your family responsibilities." This can make it harder to stand firm and may pull you back into the cycle of people pleasing. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This reminds us that honesty is not only a tool for communicating with others, but also a way to live true to our values. When you decline without excuses, you're telling the world that you respect your time, energy, and decisions. To practice this, ask yourself, do I really need to explain my decision, or am I just trying to please others by giving reasons? If the answer is no, choose a short and confident response. You might say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't join." For added politeness, you could say, "I hope you find the right person to support you." Declining without excuses doesn't mean being cold or uncaring. Instead, it shows that you value truth and are willing to stand by your principles without seeking validation from others. Remember, those who truly respect you won't demand explanations for every decision, and they will appreciate your honesty. When you dare to decline without excuses, you'll feel more confident in managing your life. You'll no longer worry about pleasing everyone and can instead focus on what truly matters. This is not just a step toward freeing yourself from societal pressures, but also a way to build respect from both yourself and others. Try it today and experience the freedom of living true to who you are. 9. Accept that you can't please everyone. One of the most profound lessons on your journey to personal freedom is accepting that you cannot please everyone. This is not only a universal truth, but also the key to living true to your values and principles. Striving to meet everyone's expectations is not just an unnecessary burden, but also the quickest path to exhaustion, frustration, and losing your sense of direction. Imagine your life as a small boat, while others' expectations are like strong currents pulling you in different directions. If you constantly adjust the rudder to satisfy everyone, your boat will never stay on course. Ask yourself, are the people I'm trying to please truly so important that I must sacrifice my happiness and peace of mind for them? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things beyond the power of our will." And what others think of you is one of those things. You cannot control how others perceive or judge you, but you can control your own reactions. Consider your life from a different angle. The people you strive to please will never be completely satisfied, as their expectations are likely to change continuously. In contrast, when you focus on living according to your values and goals, you'll feel more at peace and attract those who truly respect you. Remember, true respect doesn't come from pleasing others, but from being honest with yourself. To put this into practice, whenever you feel pressured to please someone, pause and ask yourself, am I sacrificing my values just to gain approval? Is this truly important to me? When you realize that it's perfectly normal not to please everyone, you'll feel a sense of relief. Remind yourself that your worth doesn't depend on others' approval, but on how you live according to your principles and goals. Like Socrates, who chose to live by his philosophy even when facing opposition and death, you must understand that pleasing everyone is not the purpose of life. Living authentically and true to your values may disappoint some, but it is the only way to find real peace within yourself. When you accept that you can't please everyone, you'll free yourself from unnecessary pressures and can focus on building a meaningful life. Those who truly care about you will value you for who you are, not for what you do to make them happy. Embrace this truth with courage, and you'll experience the power of living a life true to yourself. This is the path to lasting freedom and happiness. 10. Start with small challenges. Changing a long-standing habit like people-pleasing can be a daunting task. However, like any long journey, it begins with a single step. Starting with small challenges not only helps you adapt to change, but also lays a solid foundation for building confidence and willpower. This gradual approach enables you to break free from the cycle of dependency on others' expectations and move toward a life of genuine freedom. Consider a simple scenario. A friend invites you to dinner, but you're feeling tired and need time for yourself. Instead of reluctantly agreeing to avoid disappointing them, try politely declining. "Thank you for the invitation, but I really need some rest today. Can we plan for another time?" This small act carries significant weight in developing the habit of prioritizing your own needs. As you begin with these straightforward situations, you'll realize that saying no doesn't result in the severe consequences you might have feared. In fact, it brings a sense of freedom and control over your life. These small challenges not only help you practice the art of saying no, but also boost your self-esteem and confidence. Each time you turn down something that doesn't align with your values, you take a step closer to living authentically. Focusing on small actions also prevents the overwhelm that comes with tackling major changes all at once. The habit of people-pleasing often develops over years and becomes ingrained in your daily actions. Instead of attempting an immediate overhaul, concentrating on minor challenges allows you to change gradually without causing undue stress or harm to your relationships. Celebrate every small victory by acknowledging your progress. Ask yourself, how did I feel after saying no? Do I feel lighter or more at ease? Positive reflections like these reinforce your determination and motivate you to face bigger challenges in the future. As Seneca wisely said, nothing great is accomplished overnight. New habits take time to form and solidify. Remember, each small action you take today is the foundation for a life of freedom, meaning, and happiness tomorrow. You don't have to change everything at once. Taking one small step each day will help you gradually experience the power of transformation. Starting today, identify a small situation where you can practice saying no or prioritizing your personal needs. Gradually, you'll build the confidence to handle more complex scenarios. This journey may not be easy, but every small step will lead you toward a life where you're in control, not others' expectations. Most importantly, you'll come to realize that living true to your values is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Your life deserves to be guided by you, not by the expectations of others. Letting go of the habit of people-pleasing is a challenging journey, but one that brings true freedom and meaning. Through these 10 methods, you now have the tools to begin living in alignment with your values, protecting your energy, and building a life you can be proud of. Remember, every significant change starts with small actions. Each time you say no to something misaligned with your values, you take a step closer to inner freedom and peace. If you're ready to start, commit today. Write down your most important values and practice each step with determination. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found these methods helpful, share them to spread this message. Leave a comment saying, "I'm ready to change," to let us know you're prepared to live true to your values. See you in the next video.